Hey Bookaholics, welcome to another video. So, if you haven't noticed, I cut my hair. I haven't had my hair this short in probably 4 years. In those 4 years, I've wanted to grow out my hair. It has just got so high maintenance, like it was starting to really annoy me because it was just getting really long. It took so long to blow dry my hair because I have thin hair, but I have a lot of it. So it takes quite a long time to blow dry my hair. So I decided to, pull a plug and cut my hair. But for this video, I'm not just going to talk about my hair because I'm not a beauty person, so I don't have too much to talk about that, but I kind of wanted to do a little theme for me cutting off my hair to me cutting out some books that I'm never going to read because I really just don't want to put myself in that commitment, and I just not that interested in these stories. So I'm gonna cut them out of my to be read and cut them out of my life. The first one I'm not really all that interested in reading, and I decided to just cut my losses and just not do it, is Missborne by Brandon Sanderson. Now this one, I'm really not that interested in reading it. It just seems a little bit too high fantasy for me, and also just a little bit too long. Like, the books just seem ridiculously long, and I'm just not interested in reading them because I'm not all that interested in the story much. I just know that it's very famous, but I'm not going to commit myself to that just because it is a famous book and people love it. So I'm just cutting that one from my to be read. The next one I really have no interest in reading would be Ruby Red by Kirsten Gier. Now, this one, it follows a girl who can kind of time travel to the past, or I'm not too sure if that's like her power or if she just finds herself there, but she kind of time travels and goes to, I don't know, I know it has something to do with her birth or something, and she has to figure out why she wasn't told by her mother, or I'm not even too sure exactly, but I'm just not very interested in this one. Sometimes I do enjoy time travel, but I don't have that desire to read it. Like, I do want to read Passenger because it sounds very, very interesting, and I'm quite intrigued by it, but I'm not all that intrigued by Ruby Red, so I'm just not going to commit myself to this. So it is cut from my to be read as well. The next one I'm cutting out is Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. Now this one I wasn't too sure, but it just seems like such a commitment to it as well that I'm just not all that keen to put myself through that. I know a lot of people love this series and everything, but I'm really not interested in investing my money into it and reading it. Maybe if I find it at the library, I might read the first book and see how it goes, and I can decide that way, but at the moment I'm really not that keen on going out and buying it and just seeing what the series is about. I know it's something to do with her being able to grow her own blue hair, or something about hand-shaped smoke into doors. I don't know. But if you absolutely need me to read this one because you think I would really, really love it, just comment down below and let me know, and I will definitely consider it. But at the moment, I'm really just not that keen on reading this series at all, so it's cut out of my life as well. Next one would be Legend by Mary Lou. Now this one, I was reading the synopsis for it on Goodreads, and it kind of reminded me of The Hunger Games a bit, and I don't know, I'm just not into that dystopian at the moment where it's about this evil government, so I'm really not wanting to commit myself to Legend, and I think it's time to just cut my losses and just take it off my TBR, so it's going as well. The next one I'm not really all that interested in reading is the Grisha series by Leigh Bardugo. This one, I know there's a big, just everyone loves this series. They love the Smoke and Bone, and they love the, what's the other one called? I can't remember what the other one's called, but yeah, those two series, people just loving it at the moment, but I'm just not all that keen to commit myself to one series, the Smoke and Bone, and the other one as well. I'm just not interested in that really all that much. Like maybe eventually, but at the moment I really have no desire to read the Grisha series by Leigh Bardugo, so they are cut out of my TBR as well. Next one I don't really want to read is Shatter Me by Therafi. I don't know how to say her name. Therafi. I don't know how to say her first name. I butchered it so bad, I can see already. But I'm not very interested in this one either. Like, I have an interesting premise where she has a curse/gift where if she touches someone's, they die. But I'm just not interested in that either because, again, it's kind of like dystopian, but also kind of like a supernatural gift kind of thing. And I'm just not very interested in that kind of plotline very much anymore either. And like, everyone has talked about it already and it's kind of over with, so I'm just not all that interested in reading it because no one's really talking about it where they can convince me to read it. So I'm just not interested. So this one is also cut out of my to be read as well. The next one I'm not very interested in reading is Beautiful Disasters by Jamie McGuire. Now this one, it's kind of like, it seems like kind of like a contemporary kind of thing. Like I'm not too sure if it's supposed to be romantic. I think I've heard that it can be a bit abusive, I think. And I'm not too sure if that's even correct, but I'm just not interested in that as either. Like, I read something that seems kind of similar to it a while ago, and as I did enjoy that one, but I'm not all that interested in that anymore, really. The one that I was talking about, I read the first 2 books, I haven't read the 3rd book, and I'm really don't really remember all that happened, and I'm just not interested in rereading them, so I really don't feel myself being interested in Beautiful Disaster either. So I'm just cutting this one out of my to be read as well. Now, the last one I'm cutting out, this one is still quite popular around, but I'm just not interested in it too much. And that would be Truth Witch by Susan Dennard. Now, I'm not too sure if it's high fantasy, but it's just one that I'm not really all that keen on reading. I don't know, it just doesn't quite interest me as much as some of the other series that I have, so I'm just don't really feel like reading this one. So I'm cutting this one out as my to be read as well, and yeah. That is the last one I'll be cutting out of my to be read. It feels so good to get rid of these out of my list because it's so much commitment reading these certain series, especially when they're pretty much done, because then you have to catch up. You have to start the first book and then get to the second one, then get to wherever it is, whether it's finished or still coming out. It's so much commitment and so much money that I'm just not interested. So I'm so happy I just decided no. Now, just because I'm cutting them out of my TBR does not mean they're bad books. Again, I haven't read them, so I have no idea. But I'm just like not wanting to commit myself to them. But if there's any that you absolutely think I would just love to read, please let me know down in the comment section below and just let me know, because sometimes reading stuff changes and maybe I will be interested in it if someone like convinces me that these are fantastic books that I have to read. I can change my mind. This list is not made in stone. It can change. So if any of these you absolutely adore and you think that I will too, just let me know down below in this comment section. But that is it for my video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below anything you want, whether it's recommendations or if it's convincing me to read one of these books that I'm cutting out. Please let me know in the comment section. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Check out my other social media accounts, my Facebook, Twitter, and Goodreads. I make a video every Thursday, and I'll see you guys next video.